Okay, guys, I just have to say this. So the thing that is going to be replacing DanDaDan is actually not what we think. It's actually IGPX, which I find the craziest thing, in my opinion, because I really thought we were going to get reruns of DanDaDan. But IPGX, oh wait, IGPX is actually a series I've never watched before. Like, it was one of those early Toonami Cartoon Network series. And it was like the first Toonami original. And I never saw it. And on top of that, I have been wanting to watch this, but I've been too busy lately. I might actually watch this on Toonami. And maybe they'll make it like a nostalgic feel. I know they did it when Ninja Kamui was coming out, but I really wonder. I really thought the next one was going to be Lazarus, but hey, IGPX, I'm actually fine with. I think the concept for that show is actually really cool and everything, and also this is the last filler episode because we've been getting that filler arc where it's the rookie Marine fort that Luffy goes to steal food from. We've been going through that through Toonami, so after this week's Toonami, we'll be in Whole Cake Island, which is crazy to me. It's crazy to me to say that we're finally going to Whole Cake Island. I didn't think we would go this far. I thought Dressrosa was going to be like the ending point of One Piece on Toonami until like a few years or something. But they're really trying to get... Now, in my opinion, I feel like they'll stop probably at Wano and give it a little bit. That way they have a bunch to actually air and everything. Because One Piece is seasonal now. Or they might go all the way to the end of Egghead and maybe wait till like Elbaf is finished. Because what they did with Thousand Year Blood War, they waited till like, it's near the ending. So that way they have longer run times that they can do. And I like that. I think they'll want to do that more, is wait till Elbaf is finished in the anime. Now, what could get rid of One Piece and change and replace it with? I have no idea. I don't know what you replace One Piece with because of how big of a show it is, and it's really like hard to find like a real like show that is over like 100 episodes that they can just air right now. Or at least 50. If I had to guess, they'll probably start just doing random Viz.Me shows. What I'd rather them do is bring back Sailor Moon on Toonami. That way they can air all of the Viz dub. And then we can also have the final season of Sailor Moon actually on Toonami. And it actually aired. Another good one is just do the last few do like all the filler episodes of Naruto, the OG, because there's 11 filler episodes that were not aired, and I think it would be pretty cool just to finally see them actually air on Toonami. Other than that, I don't really know of anything. I doubt they'll get Naruto Shippuden again. Boruto, I kind of doubt it as well. Although that one they might do because of them trying to hype up Two Blue Vortex Part 2 in the anime. So I feel like that could be a good thing for them. Do a little promotion for Boruto. I think that would just absolutely blow people out of the water. That way the haters can rewatch the episodes and be like, oh, this ain't all that bad. And then they actually get the whole point of Boruto. And maybe we can finally get most people to stop the Boruto hate train. Because I do hear a lot of people saying, Boruto's not that bad. It just has bad animation. And I really feel like if the anime onlys that watch Toonami rewatch Boruto, I feel like that would actually be like the good breaking point for them. Plus, funny enough, they were airing Naruto Shippuden and Boruto around at the same exact time, which I thought was hilarious in like 2017 or something like that. Or I want to say it was 2019 or something like that, where they were just airing Shippuden and Boruto at the same time. And I was like, man, what a time. You watch the current one, and then you watch the last show that happened before it. I thought that was pretty funny to point out. This is like the 20th episode for Blue Lock and Tokyo Revengers. I actually looked at the calendar, and I really do think they'll finish off Blue Lock to end this year. And with Tokyo Revengers, I think that will be like a situation where they get the other seasons, but then they have the third season air at the beginning of next year, because there is just not enough time to just show all of it in December is what it is for that third season of Tokyo Revengers. So we might get something different for Tokyo Revengers, and I actually don't know what they could do with to replace Tokyo Revengers, to be honest with you. My Average Superman is here to stay. At least I hope so, because there is something I want to point out as well. And Blue Exorcist, that's another one that we'll get into in a moment. So after that, we have another day of that same schedule. And then, this is the weirdest part. Okay, let me get to it. My Adventure Superman is not showing up on here. But this is like the 22nd episodes for Blue Lock and Tokyo Revengers. But, you know, we have Whole Cake Island showing up, IPGX, and then these shows are gone. Especially Blue Exorcist. I thought that was going to be here to stay, but it seems like they only got like the first 4 or 5 episodes, and then they're going to replace it with something else. I think that's the craziest part about all this. And my speculation for this, I actually think, I do think they haven't announced what the new My Adventure Superman episode is, because after this, this week's is actually going to be the 3rd episode. Then we have the 4th episode. And so this is supposed to be the 5th episode, which they have not revealed it. I'm guessing the title is spoilerish, so they don't want to actually reveal it until, you know, after this week's Toonami. So I think that's what. But now, for Ninja Kamui, I really feel like we're getting Lazarus, because in that little this is the Better Cartoon Show bit that they did for spring, they showed Lazarus, and I really feel like Lazarus is going to show up here for Ninja Kamui 100%. Blue Exorcist, on the other hand, I feel like it's going to be the DanDaDan reruns. I think we're going to get DanDaDan reruns, and they only had Blue Exorcist right here because they didn't finish DanDaDan. When really, I feel like we could have got DanDaDan right here, as big of a show it is, you know? But, yeah, I think that this really is a weird schedule right here for Toonami. Now, speaking of DanDaDan, I want to talk a little bit about how I think Toonami handled DanDaDan better than what Netflix and Bang Zoom did. DanDaDan was one of those shows where, and Bang Zoom is notorious for this, where they don't show what the Japanese text really is. Toonami fits this really easily. And I know the Netflix app, you can actually see what the Japanese text actually is. On the other hand, DanDaDan, if you're like watching on a pirated website, you kind of need the actual app to actually see what the Japanese text is. I think that's crazy. Toonami, on the other hand, actually put the text themselves on there. They went all out on that. And not only that, they did the marketing perfectly. This was one of the very few shows they ever did a little premiere of the first 4 minutes of the second season of the first episode. I thought that was crazy. They did that as like the end of the year Toonami special. That was the thing. And then they replayed all of DanDaDan season 1. I thought that was just so interesting that they decided to play the first 4 episodes of the second episode, and then that was it. I actually think they knew how big DanDaDan was, and that's why they put this on Toonami and made it a big deal. I think they're going to try to get more big influence anime like this that they can get. Now, if it's on Crunchyroll, I doubt that it's ever going to be on Toonami. However, I think we can get something like Sakamoto Days, which was also dubbed by Bang Zoom. That's a good one. Another good one that they could do is probably give us, I'm trying to think of something. Rama 1.5, the reboot. I think that would be a good one to do, especially since it is very much like the manga, and a lot of people seem to like it more than the original. I know there are OG fans that are like, I like the original because it actually showed the nipples, but I actually think the new one actually does a way better job, even though I've never seen the original. And I really feel like this is like the new era of Toonami. They're gonna get these big anime that broke the internet, pretty much, that everyone was talking about, that they're available to get, instead of getting something random like Zom 100 or something like that. It's also probably the reason why we have Blue Lock and Tokyo Revengers, and I think that's pretty cool too. But I actually feel like this felt more like an event than other shows. So I want to thank Toonami for doing a really great job with making DanDaDan like this. DanDaDan is one of those shows that really needed this, because it's just that big of an anime that it needed to be seen and heard, that this is like every new gen's favorite anime now. It has surpassed JJK in my opinion. It has surpassed Demon Slayer in some cases. I even think it has passed Chainsaw Man in other places, because it is one of those things that is like consistently good. And even if it has a really bad arc, it is a very it is still fast-paced, good humor and everything of what you want. It's the same throughout. It's always the same. And the consistency really shows. The manga is another big case where it is as big as One Piece. And it is probably Shonen Jump's biggest new gen manga, especially since Chainsaw Man and JJK is over for the manga space. Anyway, that is just my thoughts. I just wanted to talk about this. Hopefully, when this schedule does get changed up, I can talk about if I was right or if I was wrong. And if I was wrong, I'll talk about why how big of a fool I was. Or I'll be talking about, oh, they were a little bit smarter than me with this. But anyway, I'll see y'all in the next one. Hi guys, Cameron from the future here. So I was gonna upload this video on like Wednesday to Friday, but I was just so busy this week. But you'll probably see this part after I said all I wanted about the first part. So and they fixed it where My Adventures Superman is gonna be with their next episode, which honestly was to be expected. And I think the thing is interesting where it says the death of Superman, which was actually a PG-13 straight streaming movie called The Death of straight to DVD movie called The Death of Superman, which I think is interesting if it's going to go with that comic line or something like that, because that was based off of a comic, and I wonder if that's the case. Anyway, this is where things get interesting. Oh, I think I went to the right one. No, I went to the right one. So then it was actually just more Blue Exorcist. I feel such an idiot, and it's not really all my fault because there was that promo that showed Lazarus in it, which I'm still kind of mad that screwed me over. But I will say this is not what I expected, but use your licenses up. I am very surprised that they're not doing DanDaDan, but I feel like they're doing it for October and the Halloween season. They need something and they'll probably show more Blue Exorcist. So you'll have Blue Exorcist and DanDaDan as your creepy series that you'll show off, is what I'm going at. I think that's a better route to go. Other than that, I think that does it for this segment. So sorry about the wait and me uploading this video very late. I was busy this week with everything, but hopefully to make more videos. I'll see y'all in the next one. Stupid thing.